This is the kind of masculinity women want. Yes, we are finishing our Brad Cooper stream. For those of you watching this on YouTube, you don't know it, but we've been streaming for almost 2 hours. And we dived into not only her videos, but some different shows that we talked about. You can always check it in the live stream replays. But if you want to specifically know what kind of masculinity do real women want, or at least what Brad Cooper thinks about, and what I think is it's factually true or not, stay tuned into this reaction. Without more, without more being said, I'm gonna dive in immediately.
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. Obviously, if you guys watch the show, you know that I rag on Hollywood a lot. Rightfully so, in my opinion. And because of that, I always like to flip the switch a little bit and share some good stories with you too, so that you know that there are still some good role models in that industry somewhere. There's a lot of talented people. Would I say that they are good people? I don't know, but there are a few of them and I want to highlight them because, like it or not, Hollywood, the entertainment industry at large, actors, celebrities, they are extremely powerful and influential. And I think a lot of people on the right can just say, no, they don't matter, don't focus on them, but they do matter because our culture makes them matter. And so we
Exactly. You actually have to propagate the good stuff. I don't know why we propagate a lot of the times the bad stuff. Like there's so many clips and videos that I can watch and go viral, but I don't want to even mention them. That's why I don't bring them up over here. I will only mention them if I know that by me mentioning them, I will limit their influence if they're shit. But if they're good, I will obviously push them forward.
should support the ones that actually stand up for something that we believe in. And I would hope that these very important, influential people would set good examples. Often that is certainly not the case, but today, it is the case for two of them, which we have to discuss. Before we do, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section episode. All right, so a couple weeks ago, we did a whole episode about Henry Cavill, aka Superman, The Witcher, the heartthrob of basically every woman in America, maybe the world, and we talked about his decision not to do sex scenes, specifically saying that he does not understand them, and he thinks that most of the time they are just for shock value, that they're unnecessary, which I completely agree and I love. The point is,
what's a sex scene? Is it like specifically when they are having sex, or does the kissing and the passion imply? Yes, I am not that big of an expert on cinema. Sorry for that.
I was already even
Because if it's only the like direct sex, yeah, then it's not a good thing. Then I also don't understand why they need to put it in the video.
more on the Henry Cavill train after I did that episode, and then I saw this video, which is just spectacular. It's the little things, guys. It's the little things.
Henry Cavill stands up whenever a lady walks into a room. And he's been consistent with that all the way through. I made 2 movies with him, and I'm in a room with him all the time when I'm making those movies.
Oh, it's like he doesn't even think about it. Like, it's just second nature. Like, he's that good of a guy that he's like, oh, that's so nice that you noticed that. I forgot that I did. Like, that's perfect. You're a perfect, handsome man. Every woman alive believes it. It's just, I was even talking to my husband about it. He was like, oh, God, I love him so much. He was like, yeah, he's a stud.
You are a beautiful male specimen.
Everybody.
So this is like a video that is just supporting Henry Cavill. Yeah, I think I should close the stream soon.
Agrees. Somebody commented and said he is such a class act. We need more men like him. I will always say that, yes. It's also so perfect because he's obviously like very conventionally handsome. People love him. He plays Superman. But he's also like such a geek and loves video games and loves doing movies that are directly in line with his interests and the stories that he loves, which is just so endearing and great. And I think it makes audiences connect with him and the stories that he's telling much easier, which is just very cool as an actor. Anyway, somebody else commented and said,
that's what an actor should do. He should bring people fun. He should make them watch his movies. And if people like him, well, then he won.
Henry Cavill, peak masculinity, and he truly is. Like, he is this big, strong, relatively burly guy. Not like burly in the sense of like has a big beard, but he's a bigger guy. And yet he has this very understated yet secure sense of confidence and self. He seems kind. He's obviously very polite and thoughtful based on what all of his fans have seen. And I just love it. Like, I love these stories. They're so good for my heart and soul. Actually, I did mean heart and soil.
Oh my God. Not another Brat advertisement that unfortunately I have to skip.
that is what most women mean when they say that they want a traditional or masculine man. Like, most women are not trying to bag that huge alpha bro that is literally busting out of his ill-fitted suit while he's hyped up on roids. Like, that is not the masculinity we are going for.
I recently saw a video or something that, yes, a woman does want, this tough guy, and like they put the Hulk clip over here, so they want, a big, strong, muscle dude. But it's the moments where he expresses himself and shows, the inner side of himself. That is when the woman actually falls for him. So yes, you gotta be a big, strong dude. If you're a dude, you have to work on becoming one. You have to work on your body. But really, really, it's not at that moment. That is actually more for you, and it does give you an advantage afterwards when you open up yourself. Because honestly, no one wants a goofy inner guy, but who doesn't give a thing about his body. That is also a wrong concept. You need both, but you need both to be well put together. Oops.
Masculinity is about the way that a man treats a woman and holds himself more than anything else. It is wild to me that I am so excited and shocked by a man who has traditional manners around women. I was watching that clip on Twitter and I was like, giggling to myself. I was like, that's so cute. I should use that in an episode. And I was like, why am I even stoked about this? This should be normal. It's actually kind of sad. But if you've been paying attention, I'm sure that you've noticed that there's just been a major decline in politeness and chivalry in your own life. And there are obviously countless think pieces about this, like women don't need your chivalry and etiquette was used to control women. It's an arm of the patriarchy. These manners are outdated and unnecessary in the modern age. Women don't deserve them anymore. Whatever. They're gone. They've evaporated for whatever reason, which is why the most basic things stand out to us, like a man opening doors for a woman. When a man takes a woman out on a date and doesn't just honk the horn outside of her house or text her and say, yeah, here, but when he actually goes up to the door, rings the doorbell, and literally picks her up and brings her out, that's crazy. Why is...
Guys, that's what I said in the last reaction. Our chances of succeeding are growing higher each year because a lot of the people become weaker. A lot of the men become weaker, which puts us, who 20 years ago wouldn't even be that special, now all of a sudden, we're the heroes.
Is that insane? But it is. Also, a good handshake and actually looking somebody directly in the eye, being respectful to elders, it is the bare minimum at this rate. But it speaks volumes in our current society and our very upside-down world. Just like it speaks volumes, sadly, when I hear a female celebrity getting excited about having kids. How is that news? It is wild that that is something that we consider news. I'm talking about this
because this is something that people forgot, and now they need to be reminded of it.
Because actress Dakota Fanning, who I think is one of the greatest child stars ever, and she just aged and matured so gracefully and so healthily, as did her younger sister, but she recently did an interview for Porter Magazine, and you just have to hear what she said about her future. Being an actor is a huge part of my identity. I don't really know who I am without it, but I also have a desire to set up my life and career so that I always have a choice. Having kids is probably more important to me than anything, even being an actor. Fanning added that in the meantime, she's trying to take on challenging roles and push herself. I'm trying to push myself and keep saying yes to things that make me uncomfortable, to keep going to places for long periods of time that maybe I'm scared to do because, God willing, one day it won't be as easy. That is so thoughtful. It is so amazing. And the entire time that I was reading that, I was going, oh my God, it's me. That's literally me. And she also was struck such a clear and healthy balance that I think gets lost in all of the right and left noise about femininity and motherhood and all of that. The right will often tell women that their value only lies in being a wife and a mother. And it's because
that is the problem. That's the problem also what I have with ultra radical. Yes, their value lies in it, but it's not the only value. Like, the word only completely destroys everything that goes afterwards. Yeah, I will never support any outside view. I will always have mine and try to build a philosophy around it. If you're also confused on your views, we can team up and probably create a better one together. I don't mind any good suggestions.
Become this like aesthetic trad wife thing. If you're not flitting around your garden in a cottagecore dress making sourdough, you are not worthy as a woman. And I know that that is an extreme, but that is an extreme that many women and men espouse on social media. And then on the left, they believe that that kind of life is oppression and that women's value is working in a cubicle, getting day drunk with their friends and being a girl boss. Like, neither of those need to
That
be
Taylor
true. And for
Swift?
many women like myself, it is far less black and white. I wanted to be a mom more than anything in my whole life for my entire life. But my identity, much like Fanning's, is also very much in my work. And it has been literally since I was 8 years old. And I love it. And I know that especially now I'm doing something that I believe is really important in our culture. And so I don't want to stop doing that. Even with that knowledge, even with my identity being rooted in my work and, being passionate about it on a broader level other than just me enjoying it, the idea and my aspirations for motherhood have always reigned supreme. And that might not be the case for every woman, which is totally fine. Everybody has to find their own way. But I love that she stated her priority so firmly and clearly and showed that balance, that she obviously loves her job, she loves what she's doing, she's still prioritizing it, but that her goals of motherhood are more important. And that one day that will take its place, which is just so healthy and so wonderful. And what shines through here is her genuine excitement and intentionality about how she's approaching her career as she enters this stage of life. She's not assuming that nothing will change. She's not talking down to people. I don't think that she's trying to pass off her future kids to a nanny. She's doing everything she can right now to reach the goals that she wants to achieve and also prepare to be a mom. I was remembering something that I saw on social media a couple of weeks ago, and it was Lily Allen, and she's that singer that did the F you very, very much, that song. She was talking about having kids, and she said, yeah, having kids just ruined my career. And that's such a...
That is the
What
third.
did she say?
She's that singer that did the F you very, very much, that song. She was talking about having kids, and she said, yeah, having kids just ruined my career. And that's such a...
That is the third saddest thing I've heard today.
It's just such a hard thing to hear because obviously you chose to prioritize your kids, which is a great thing. But rather than
Yeah, and the kids are not gonna like it when they hear it.
framing it in that way, she framed it as they were a detriment to her career. So I love seeing the flip side where Dakota is saying, I'm acknowledging that that is going to be more important. I'm excited about that. I'm doing everything I can right now to set myself up for that. That is my next stage of life, and I can't wait. Like, we just never hear that. And that stood out to a lot of people, even on the hellhole that is Reddit. One person said, being a mom, this is such a refreshing take. She is speaking from privilege, obviously, because the reason fewer people are having kids is very financially and economically driven. But sometimes it feels like the world has just become very anti-children and pro-career driven life. It's just validating, I guess, to hear others agree and feel that raising a family is an acceptable and satisfying goal. Yes.
Yes!
Raising a family, it's like a video game. It's hard, it has its problems, but yo, it's it's another video game that you do, and eventually the prices are big. Not having one is just taking away a chance to play one.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And it's just crazy to think about because we have obviously fallen so far that moms are insecure about their choices to have children and raise the next generation. Like, do we not hear ourselves? It is absurd. Like, that is one of the most, if not the most, selfless and noble things that you can do. Another person said, I feel this. Similarly, I have seen so many people be quick to blame Ryan Reynolds for railroading Blake Lively's career by making her have kids. When Blake has said since the beginning that she wants to be a mom more than anything, she makes the choice to work as little as she wants. Anecdotally, I work in a male-dominated field. I have been told by women peers that my wanting kids is disappointing. If you have the opportunity to have a great career over family, you owe it to other women to take it, which is
Again, this is a false dichotomy, I believe. When they come up to me and ask, what would you rather have, a successful career or a successful family? The same way as you can have both, you have the exact same chances of not having any. So it's a false dichotomy. You just do the best you can to succeed in each metric that you can. Obviously, somewhere you're gonna have to choose between something, but that doesn't take away the success from any of it, right?
just so wild, but I understand that sentiment because I have heard those things my entire life. Like, you will never be satisfied being a mom, and you would obviously be throwing away your career if you had kids. Why would you do that? I hate children. Ooh, why do you want, like, whatever it is. I have heard that literally since I was 14 or 15 years old when I started talking to my friends about how excited I was to have kids one day. Now, obviously, like I said, this might not be the path for everyone, but it certainly should not be something that is shamed, especially not by other women who are probably just projecting their insecurities onto you. But in a world that has been completely turned upside down is backwards, if you choose to follow a more traditional path, it's ironic, but you will be considered the odd one out. because traditional does not mean normal anymore. It is no longer the progressives causing the shock and horror to society. It's people like us. You will be the quirky black sheep, whether it's a man being chivalrous to a woman, which is apparently so outdated and wrong, or whether you are a successful woman saying that having children is more important than your career. Whatever it may be. And that's okay. It probably means that you're doing something right.
Moral of the story and moral of the video. You can always succeed in everything. Don't don't pick one and don't believe that you only have one choice. Okay, it's either family or it's career. No, trust me. You can you can succeed in both. You just gotta put in the work because everything requires work. And eventually, you will win in both video games. An interesting way to finish this almost 2-hour stream, guys. If you like this stream, please be supportive enough to. I'm not even asking you to like it. I'm asking you to leave a reaction to it because if you watched it, it means you have some sort of impression. So please, whatever it is, just leave a couple comments below and also pick which button you prefer more. Is it the like button or is it the dislike button? And again, the comment section is there for you to express your feelings. Yeah, I've been talking a lot today, so at least the work I'm gonna do now won't require that. But in any case, I enjoy doing this and I hope you enjoyed it as well. This was Zeno77. This was our traditional Brad Cooper stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the reaction if you're watching this on replay on YouTube. And I will see you in my other streams.